Shalom Akim, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Barakathum to all you sincere Akim out there pushing this word to the very end. I just want to let you know that I'm gonna proceed to read Ezekiel the 39th chapter to conclude this lesson. Be thou a guard unto them, and what I'm going to be doing is, the Lord being with me, of course, is, going through these chapters, these heavy chapters in the Old Testament and in the New Testament, dealing with prophecy, just reading through the whole chapter, man, and it lifts my spirit up. I'm sure it lifts your spirits up as well. Prophecy, man, that's where it's at. So with that, I'm just gonna, close this video out, and I hope this lesson is edifying, and don't be afraid to subscribe and hit that notification bell. All right, shalom. Shalom, Akim, and welcome to GMS Guys on the Streets. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Rakak Kadash, whom I worship. Double honors to my elder apostles of Great Millstone, who taught me this word in sincerity and in truth well. Salutations to all the Akim affiliated with GMS and those who are not affiliated with GMS, who are not necessarily affiliated with GMS, but who preach and go out there on the highways and byways in the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakak Kadash, like GMS. Salutations to all you Akim, keep pushing on. I'm Elder Sakaran from the GMS New York camp. Like I said, I wanted to proceed to read Ezekiel the 39th chapter, following Ezekiel 38th chapter that I read. Alright, so this is part 3 to be thou a guard unto them. So I'm proceed along, read this chapter, and if the Spirit have me bring out any other precepts that go with it, then so be it. So this is Ezekiel the 39th chapter in the first verse. And it reads, "Therefore, thou son of man, prophesy against Gog, and say, Thus saith the Lord power, Behold, I am against thee, O Gog, and the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal." Like I told you, Gog and Magog represent Russia. Why? Because the landmass where they live used to be called Magog. Okay, one of the sons of Madai, who are also the Medes. Okay, in history. The chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. Meshech and Tubal is where modern day Turkey is. You can just Google that in the map, and it'll come up. And I'll probably put the map up in post production. But if not, then all you gotta do is Google it. Go to images. Go to Google Images and put in Meshech and Tubal, put in Gog and Magog, and then those maps will come up. "And I will turn thee back." And the Lord is reiterating what he said in the 38th chapter, turn them back to how they used to be. Alright, because they kind of went from a socialist republic system of things to being more of a democratic type of government, right? So they could fit in with the rest of the world, so to speak. But they're coming to find out that that's not happening. That's not working. the nations are still against them. You know, the nations are still considering Russia a threat and an enemy. Right? So it says, and I will turn thee back and leave but the sixth part of thee, and will cause thee to come up from the north parts, and will bring thee upon the mountains of Israel. So that's how we know in the near future, the Russian army, they will come down to attack modern day Israel today, because the people that are there are not the Israelites. They're going to attack the so-called Jews. All right, and the whole purpose of this is because they are in our land, they don't belong there, and the Lord's whole intention is to bring the lost tribes of the nation of Israel back into their proper place, which is Israel. Okay, and remove from Israel, our holy land, his chosen place, remove these heathens from there, and he's gonna cause the Russians and all the nations that are confederate with Russia to destroy those people, so that we could get up in there. Verse 3, it says, and I will smite thy bow out of thy left hand. What's the bow? The thermonuclear missiles. And will cause thine arrows to fall out of thy right hand. The thermonuclear missiles, meaning the Lord's gonna control what's gonna happen with these thermonuclear missiles. You know, because they be going back and forth with these treaties, right? And you know, as if they got control over that. You know, they don't. It's the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. He is the a man of war. He's a Lord of war. Okay, and he's gonna cause the angels, all right, to take control of these thermonuclear missiles, to make sure that they do exactly what the Heavenly Father has instructed. All right, and that's to be shot to the land of Israel and to America. All right, that's it. That's the prophecy. Now, I always like to say that there are a few there remains a few important prophecies left before Yahweh Shai, come, and before the great destruction is, and the destruction being one of them. But in this order, it would be the microchip, the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast. The missiles, the chariots, and then the missiles, and then that's it. That ends Esau's world. Then our world begins. All right, so I want to read this real quick and then go back to Ezekiel, the 39th chapter. And it says, this is 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter and the 9th verse. I'm going to begin at the 7th verse. It says, Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? Then, verse 8, And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. Right, that represented Jacob pulling Esau down from his rulership. Okay. Jacob represents the so-called Negroes, West Indians, so-called Latinos and Native American Indians, right? And Esau represents the so-called white people, especially those who call themselves Jewish, right? The so-called Jews. They're the head. That's Amalek. Okay. And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, for Esau is the end of the world, right? The end of an age, the end of this age, this era that is ruled by Esau, the Edomites. Okay. And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, right? The new age, which is the kingdom of heaven, ruled under and ruled by our Lord Yahweh Shai, okay? And we ruling with joint heirs with him, according to Romans the 8th chapter. And this is close. This will happen soon. We're close to this happening, okay? So I'm going to go back to Ezekiel, the 39th chapter. And I believe I left off at the, let's see. I believe the 4th verse I was about to read, right? Or if I read it, I'm going to read it again. Ezekiel 39 verse 4. Thou shalt fall upon the mountains of Israel, thou and all thy bands, and the people that is with thee. I will give thee unto the ravenous birds of every sort, and to the beasts of the field to be devoured. Thou shalt fall upon the open field, for I have spoken it, saith the Lord power. And I will send a fire on Magog, and among them that dwell carelessly in the isles. And they shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Right, Magog and all their armies, along with the army Israel, the land of Israel, and all its armies, and everyone involved. Pretty much, they're gonna die because it's gonna be a thermonuclear war. You know, it's gonna be lots of dead bodies, man. Okay, and it says, and I will send a fire on Magog, and among them that dwell carelessly in the isles, and they shall know that I am the Lord. So will I make my holy name, which is Yahweh, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, right? So will I make my holy name known in the midst of my people Israel, right? And where are the people of Israel? The majority of the people of Israel at now, the real people of Israel, over here in the land of America, man. Okay, waiting for our Lord's coming, so that we could be put back in our place, our rightful place. And I will not let them pollute my holy name anymore. And the heathen shall know that I am the Lord, the Holy One in Israel. Behold, it is come, and it is done, saith the Lord Yahweh. That's what Yahweh Shai said before he gave up the spirit when he was on the cross. He said it is done. What was done? The holy will of his Father, Yahweh. Behold, it is come, and it is done, saith the Lord Yahweh. This is the day whereof I have spoken. Verse 9, and they that dwell in the cities of Israel shall go forth, and shall set on fire and burn the weapons, both the shields and the bucklers and bows, and the arrows and the staves and the spears, and they shall burn them with fire 7 years, so that they shall take no wood out of the field, neither cut down any out of the forests. For they shall burn the weapons with fire, and they shall right. They're gonna, we're gonna with spiritual power. We're gonna burn up these weapons, in the kingdom. And they shall spoil those that spoiled them. And who spoiled us? Okay, the word spoil means to rob, and rob those that robbed them. Who are we gonna spoil, and who are we gonna rob? We're gonna rob the people of Edom. Esau, Edom, all right? Because they robbed us. They spoiled us. They took all of our riches. They even took our identity. So they had to pay for that, all right? Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh. And it shall come to pass in that day that I will give unto Gog a place there of graves in Israel, the valley of the passengers on the east of the sea, and it shall stop the noses of the passengers, and there shall they bury Gog and all his multitude. And there shall they bury Gog and all his multitude, and they shall call it the valley of Hamon-Gog. And 7 months shall the house of Israel be barren of them, because we're not going to be doing the majority of the work is going to be done by our slaves, man. The Hamites, the elites that we're going to have in chains, right? Esau, the other nations, they're going to be doing all the hard work, man. All right, the heavy lifting, so to speak. And 7 months shall the house of Israel be barren of them, and that they may cleanse the land. Yea, all the people of the land shall bury them, and it shall be to them a renown the day that I shall be glorified, saith the Lord our Yahweh. So we're waiting for that day to come, to happen. Verse 14. And they shall sever out men of continual employment, meaning slavery. We're not gonna be paying these people. Slavery, man. Okay, Esau, right? The so-called white man, the other nations, Chinese. Okay, the Arabs, the Japanese, the Africans, the Hamites, the East Indians, who are the Elamites. Passing through the land to bury with the passengers those that remain upon the face of the earth, to cleanse it. After the end of 7 months shall they search. And the passengers that pass through the land, when they see a man's bone, then shall he set up a sign by it. So wherever they see a man's bone, they're going to put a little flag, boom, dead body, right here. Till the buriers have buried it in the valley of Hamon-Gog. Verse 16. And also the name of the city shall be Hamona. Thus shall they cleanse the land. And thou, son of man, thus saith the Lord power. Speak unto every feathered fowl, and to every beast of the field. Assemble yourselves and come. Gather yourselves on every side to my sacrifice that I do sacrifice for you, even a great sacrifice upon the mountains of Israel, that ye may eat flesh and drink blood, meaning of all those dead bodies, man, from the militaries, from the Russian military, the militaries of the Israeli military, and the military, the Turkish military, and all the militaries that took part of this great war. Verse 18, ye shall eat the flesh of the mighty, and drink the blood of the princes of the earth, of rams, of lambs, and of goats, of bullocks, all of them fatlings of Bashan. Talking about the corpses of these men, of these military personnel of the nations that died. Okay. And ye shall eat fat till ye be full, and drink blood till ye be drunken, of my sacrifice which I have sacrificed for you. Speaking to the birds and the fowls of heaven. The Lord has prepared a great meal for them. Thus ye shall be filled at my table with horses and chariots, with mighty men, and with all men of war, saith the Lord power. And I will set my glory among the heathen, and all the heathen shall see my judgment that I have executed, and my hand that I have laid upon them. So the house of Israel shall know that I am the Lord, their power, from that day and forward. Because right now, the house of Israel doesn't know their power. All right, we're out there on the highways and byways, man, day in, day out, week in, week out. We got all kind of videos, man, and we're not putting out these videos as a contest, man, to see who can put out the most videos. No, the Spirit of the Lord is upon us, man, from apostles on down, to put these videos out. Because, well, one, the Lord said to do so, to go out there to the highways and byways, all right? To invite the people, okay? Those that be the blind, the lame, right? To come to this, to the great marriage that's being prepared, okay? The marriage of Yahushua and his chosen, okay? And not only that, to prophesy the downfall of this wicked, evil place, okay? Verse 22, so the house of Israel shall know that I am the Lord, their power, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, from that day and forward. So it's okay that Israel doesn't want to learn about the Most High. Those are the 2/3. The elect, they're gonna know and learn of Yahweh Bashem and Yahweh Shai. But the 2/3, they will know in the kingdom. See, when all this here comes to pass, they will fear the name of Yahweh Bashem and Yahweh Shai, man. On this side, they're gonna die, like it says in Amos. The ninth chapter, it says that all the wicked of my people shall die by the sword. Okay. Verse 23, and the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity. Right, because like Esau thinks he put us in captivity and slavery by his own power, by his own means and will. No, the Lord. Obviously, we are a people we are a stronger people. We are the children of Jacob, right? The one people shall be stronger than the other. But what happened was the Most High took our power and allowed you devils, you crackers, and the other nations to put us in slavery. Why? Because of our iniquity, like it says here. We broke his laws, his statutes, his commandments. And the heathen, which are the other nations, the so-called white man, the cracker, the Edomites, right, and the other nations, shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity, because they trespassed against me. Therefore hid I my face from them, and gave them into the hand of their enemies. So fell they all by the sword. See, all the whole nation of Israel fell. okay? So technically, we all became Israelite foreigners. Verse 24, according to their uncleanness and according to their transgressions have I done unto them, and hid my face from them. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, now will I bring again the captivity of Jacob, and have mercy upon the whole house of Israel, and will be jealous for my holy name, right? Because he put his holy name on us. And not only that, he gave his promise to his great men, his great man, Abraham, you know? And it got passed down to Isaac, and from Isaac got passed down to Jacob, and from Jacob to the 12 patriarchs of our nation. Verse 26, after that, they have borne their shame. We borne our shame, man. Going through hardcore slavery. And even now, here in America, we go through shame. The heathen talking shit about us, mistreating us. We always get the shit end of the stick, all right? We live in the most horrible places in the land, within the city, all right? Those are all the curses, though. They came upon us. So we bore our shame, and now it's time for Esau to bear his. And all their trespasses, whereby they have trespassed against me, when they dwelt safely in their land, and none made them afraid. When I have brought them again from the people and gathered them out of their enemies' lands, i.e. America, and am sanctified in them in the sight of many nations, then shall they know that I am the Lord their power, which caused them to be led into captivity among the heathen. That's talking about us, our people, the Israelites. But I have gathered them unto their own land. Our own land is the land of Israel. And the land of Israel is going to be even greater, because we're going to possess, according to Obadiah, we're going to possess the land of Esau, the whole land of Esau, man. And have left none of them any more there. Neither will I hide my face any more from them, for I have poured out my spirit upon the house of Israel, saith the Lord power. So that concludes Ezekiel, the 39th chapter. Like I always say, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to let you know of the recent videos that I put out. And with that, I want to say shalom, shalom to the elect, to the next video. Other Sakaran signing off.